How about game 3 of the weekend series in Miami? Nats fans coming into Lone Depot Park. So they've split the first two. Schwarber, Soto, Trey Turner. It's Brett Henry, by the way, and the Nats training staff back there and their conditioning staff. And talking about game 3 coming up and how the Nats are going to take care of these Marlins today, facing a talented young pitcher while Patrick Corbin goes for the Nats. More on the pitching matchup a little later. What might the lead story be? Might it be the guy leading off and hitting all these home runs? Because Kyle Schwarber has been unbelievable.
He has been the fire starter for this Nationals team. So let's see if the Marlins fans are seated appropriately for that first pitch of the ball game, because it could be 1-0 before the inning's over.
Yeah, first pitch single last night, and then he added a homer and another single, and it's just historic what Kyle Schwarber is doing. So 3 home runs already in this series, and that's the first one on Thursday night. This is the one that really got me. Straightaway center, an absolute missile. And then he goes upper tank last night after hitting 2 in game 1.
Yeah, you talked about it during the broadcast. It's rare for you to see a lefty handle the elevated fastball, but during this hot streak, that's exactly what Kyle Schwarber has been doing. And also, too, Bob, he hasn't changed his approach at all. When you hear him talk post-game interviews, he has the same approach. He's the same guy. He just says that Pat Rustler and K-Long make him accountable, and he's been proving them right. Yeah,
doffing the cap a lot lately. Last 20 hits, 13 of them home runs. And the RBIs, the OPS is ridiculous. 500 with runners in scoring position, and the Nats have won 11 of the 14 ball games since then. So I'm looking at the launch or the speeds: 106, 108, 112. The velocity coming off his bat. He's just barreling up everything.
Yeah, that just means 120 miles an hour is coming next. But he's been incredible during this stretch, and the way that he's staying consistent. He's not changing anything with his swing. He's keeping it simple. He's continuing to have fun, and the Nationals are really benefiting from it.
Yeah, he's having a blast. Trey Turner pretty good behind him. Juan Soto pretty good. Josh Bell's back in the lineup today. We'll talk about Patrick Corbin when we get back against the Pirates and the Mets. He goes 2-0 and in 14 1/3. 3 earned runs, walking 2, striking out 14. Hey, the bottom line is you want to win when your starter's out there. The Nats are 8-6 when Patrick's on the mound this year. A dealer, come check out the brand new 2022 RDX today. 84 degrees in Miami for this one. Nats and the Marlins getting together. Look at the unis celebrating, and a team from Havana with some really wide pinstripes going there and all that jazz. Well done, guys, looking good. Patrick Corbin. Throughout the season, at least earlier, first 2 innings have been a problem, but in his last 2 starts, he's given up no runs in the first and only 1 hit and 1 walk, respectively, against the Pirates and then, of course, New York. So Patrick is getting his business taken care of. And innings number 3 on, he's been pretty good, enabling him to pitch deeper into ball games. And that's what everybody's looking for, with Steven Strasburg still unavailable and a lot of guys picking up these heavy inning loads.
Yeah, I think for Patrick, coming out of the bullpen ready to go is so important for him. Usually it takes him a while to get going, but I think it takes a change in his mindset. And this walk here from the bullpen to the dugout before your first inning, that's what's key. Be ready to go from the first pitch on.
And, of course, Patrick, part of that sweep against the Marlins right behind us here at Nationals Park, late April, early May. He went 7, gave up only a couple of runs on 4 hits and struck out 4. So they know him a little bit from this year, and that's always a big deal when you're repeating against a division foe.
Yeah, just making adjustments when you face a team a bunch. But the key for him also to, like all of the rest of the Nationals pitchers, keep the free passes to a minimum. Make this Marlins lineup swing the bat. They don't have a lot of power in their lineup, so pitch to contact, keep your pitch count down.
I'm trying to figure out how Zach Thompson was in the minor leagues for the major part of 7 seasons, the way this guy's throwing. Low batting average against, low ERA, and you really like the cutter that you've been doing some research on.
Yeah, he's mainly a 3-pitch guy, a cutter, curveball, and a 4-seam fastball. He'll elevate his 4-seam fastball to set up his curveball, but his cutter has been his best pitch this season.
And you better be ready, because there's a leadoff guy lurking. Kyle Schwarber's on a 6-game hitting streak. Most guys would love to have 9 hits during the 6-game hitting streak. He has 9 home runs during that streak, 12 for 25. It's ridiculous what we're doing. with him, and we love ridiculous from the left-handed leadoff guy. In this series, 5 for 8, 3 homers, a walk, 5 runs batted in. How about some StatCast powered by Google Cloud? Here's some of the velocities we talked about, J-Max. And then as far as the footage on the ground, that's where they went out of the ballpark as they passed over the wall.
Well, no cheapy home runs in this ballpark, and just the same way Kyle Schwarber has doing it as of late. He's continuing that trend here at Lone Depot Park. I think the most impressive one to me, Bob, is, as you said, that one dead center at a park that guys hardly ever leave that part of the ballpark, but he made it look easy.
That's as good a 1-2 punch as any team has in baseball right now in their lineup. And by the way, Tatis hit 3 last night. Goodness gracious, these power hitters are going nuts. Trey Turner, over his last 11 games, hitting .405, 4th in the league in average, 3rd in hits. Good to see Josh Bell back in there. His side, he says he feels fine. Davey's going to keep a close eye on him. And Josh Harrison has been bumped down to the number 8 spot, and there's a shark sighting in the lineup right in front of him. Zach Thompson, 27 years of age, a rookie in the minor leagues. He made 67 starts, and this will be the first time the Nats see him in person.
He's got a cutter, 4-seam curveball combination. Cutter's only at 89 miles an hour, 4-seam fastball up to 93. But look for him to try to jam Kyle Schwarber here with that cutter. But if he leaves it over the heart of the plate, could be in trouble.
Marlins defensively in the bottom 3 in the league. Same number of errors, 48, as Arizona. Only the Rockies with 50 have made more. And Jesus Aguilar back in there against the Nats lefty Patrick Corbin tonight. That's okay. Garrett Cooper went crazy last night when he was in the lineup. Let's have a look at the cutter of Zach Thompson.
Well, I like the guy at the top of the list in Austin Both, but you can see he's 3rd in the league in lowest batting average against that cutter. It's his second most used pitch. Pardon me, it's his primary pitch. And it definitely would be my primary pitch if guys are only hitting lower than 100 off it. But he has not allowed a homer yet in his big league career.
Oh, that's a good stage setter right there. So we're underway at 4:11 and a fastball, and Schwarber was all in, trying to put the Nats on top. Batting average is over 250 now. That's about 20 points above Kyle's career average. That's how well he's swinging. 2nd in homers, 3rd in RBIs. And there's a big breaking ball that drops down and in, 1-1.
Yeah, I was watching some video of Thompson's curveball. It is very sharp.
I mean, the numbers, go 14 games, go 6 games, whatever you're looking at, the recent streak has been prolific. Looked like a slider up, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's that cutter where he tries to jam left-handed hitters or gets them to pull it foul into the dugout.
So the Nats are playing the Havana Sugar Kings today. We'll give you more on those really distinctive uniforms here in a second. And believe it or not, there's a Washington link. Breaking ball in the dirt. Kyle Schwarber takes it 2-2. They began in 1946 as the Havana Cubans, founded by Joe Cambria, who was a scout for the Washington Senators. Amazing how this stuff comes full circle. They played in the Florida International League. Bobby Maduro bought the team in 1954, moved it to the International League, and renamed it the Sugar Kings. Kyle Schwarber, no swing, says Roberto Ortiz down at 3rd, and that's big because from first base 2 nights ago, he was punching everybody out.
Let's see if that bat broke the plane. It did not. Good barrel control there.
Home plate umpire Vic Carapazza, the 12-year veteran. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief at first. Jansen Visconti at second. 3-2 to Schwarber. And that's perfect. Cutting action to the outside edge.
Well, Thompson didn't waste any time to show the Nationals his best pitch. A backdoor cutter that time. Caught Schwarber looking. No doubt about that one being a strike.
Yeah, almost the entire baseball inside the box. Here comes Trey. 92 hits, 2 of those in this series. He has walked a couple of times, stolen a base, and scored 3 runs. That's the thing about Trey Turner. Even when he's not going 2 for 4 every night, he's still getting on base and using the running game and helping his teammates.
Well, they say speed doesn't slump. And as long as his legs are rested, he's going to be flying around the field.
Yeah, Davey got him off his feet for the last inning or so of the ball game last night. And he picked up the spin on that one very well. Originally, Zach Thompson was brought up to give a little relief in the rotation to last night's starter, Pablo Lopez. Lopez has been great, but they don't want to overtax him at this stage of his career. And that ball really had some cutting action on it, ended up way outside. But last Sunday against the Cubs, gave up an unearned run in the 3rd inning of a 2-0 loss. But he threw 4 no-hit innings and struck out a career-high 7 against a good Chicago offense, and that was at Wrigley Field. That's what you don't want to do early in a game, is give great speed a free pass.
Well, in that loss to the Cubs, he did have 3 walks to match his 7 strikeouts. So control was a little bit of an issue last time too.
Yeah, and he would have pitched more in that game, but he rolled his ankle trying to field a ground ball. So here's Juan Soto in the series, couple of hits, 2 RBIs on the Thursday night doubles and a base on balls. And Soto out to left center, but it's going to be missed by Sanchez. It was kind of slicing right back at him, and Trey Turner keeps on chugging around third. And the Nats have the lead. That ball must have either been knuckling or had another gear that Jesus Sanchez was not expecting, because he got to it.
Well, good job by Juan getting this ball into the air. Sanchez had a beat on it, but I think he lost the ball in the row of lights above the stands. You can see him kind of turn his head at the last minute. The one thing about playing in indoor stadiums, their lights are kind of low. You can see him kind of duck there and close his eyes. So line drives like that can sometimes get into the bay of the lights. Makes it very difficult for corner outfielders to pick up the ball.
That is a good point. The light towers are not as high off the ground in domes as they are outdoors. Well, the Nats lead. They've already put an error on the board, so no RBI for Soto, but boy, Juan really hit that ball well.
Well, if you tuned into the pregame during Dan's interview with Juan, he talked about having his contact point a little bit more out front to get the ball in the air, and that was a really good example of that.
And a big spot early for Josh Bell, who has his first at bat of the series here. He rips one to right and cut off there by Aguilar. That had RBI double written all over it. Good base running play by Juan to stay home at second, 2 down.
And looking at that swing too, looks like Josh's oblique is feeling pretty good. That was self-defense right there, Bob.
Yeah. 2 stinging line drives here. And next up, Yan Gomes looking for his first Miami knock. And now they've taken away the error and given Juan Soto an RBI double.
Really?
It was on the board immediately as an error. And evidently the official scorer has more juice than the scoreboard operator, which he should.
Well, I guess they taking the lights into play there with that call.
Hey, if you can't see it, it's got to be a hit.
Well, same thing happened the other day. Kyle Schwarber did not get a glove on that one fly ball from Alfaro.
That's fair. Yan Gomes is going to get himself an infield knock for his first of the series.
And that's just a great putt to get it close for an easy tap in there. Good breaking ball. Yan Gomes just barely taps it off the end of the bat. And it checked up nicely.
Yeah, never did get to that lip of the grass to make the left turn. So now the Nats have had 3 base runners here in the first, and Starlin Castro is next. I don't know why, but when I saw that wide shot, my eyes immediately went right over the top of the second baseman into right center, the way he's been swinging lately. Castro 9 for his last 23, over 6 games with 4 doubles. And he bounced back from an 0-for on Thursday night to get a couple of knocks last night in a ballpark he knows very well.
Well, this guy's got a cutter. The ball will be moving away. Stay to right field as he has been doing.
And such a swing it was for strike 1. Guys will tell you that this ballpark, it's hard to hit the ball out. You really have to hit it well. But they will also tell you, you see it really well in this yard. It's a good batter's eye. The conditions are neutral because it's indoors. So if you're trying to hit homers, maybe not your favorite place.
Well, just start at second base, and then you may have a chance to hit homer.
That's right on the edge. Well-placed fastball. 0-2 to Castro, who has driven in 27 runs. With the target up, Starlin couldn't get there. 2 Ks to bookend the inning for Zach Thompson. But the Nats pick up a run early for Patrick Corbin. Nats fans gathered for this one. Patrick Corbin goes to work against the Marlins. 9th in the league in hitting, 12th in runs, 11th in homers. And Miguel Rojas, who's had a big series already, big night last night. 11 career hits, 2 homers for Ribbies against our left-handed starter, who starts against Miami for the 14th time. He has a complete game, a 3.80 ERA, and his 5-3 career against Miami.
Well, Patrick's got a good 14 fastball, sinker, and that patented Patrick slider that he throws down the end to right-handed hitters to keep him off balance. But the key for him is throwing strike 1 and getting out of this first inning cleanly.
Patrick Corbin looking for career win number 78. It's his 213th start and his 15th of this year. Got the record back even last time. Jazz Chisholm takes the fastball right in there. He's had a good series, 4 for 9, a homer, 4 batted in. And he and Corbin match up for the first time. Three for 9, pardon me. Okay, so he does have 4 hits. He's thinking 3 bags, and that ball took a while for Soto to get to. Juan was playing well off the line, and it's a leadoff triple for an exciting young Marlin.
Well, for a guy who hits a ground ball 52% of the time, this is a good looking line drive swing for his second triple of the season. 2-seamer that missed over the middle of the plate, little elevated. You can see it just below the belt. This guy can fly around the bases. Got to watch your teeth with those chains on, though. Don't want to chip a central incisor.
So where's that tooth located?
Right smack dab in the middle.
Right in the middle? What's it called?
Central incisor.
Central incisor. Thank you. That breaking ball fouled by Starling Marte, smelling an RBI. He's up there trying to be aggressive. He's driven in 2 career against Corbin. 3 walks, but hunting his first base hit here against the Nats. Trey Hillman, the coach over there at third. And Corbin staying away from Marte, who's been on base 37 of the 39 games in which he's played lately. Gerardo Parra is in center. Victor Robles simply getting a day off. Josh Bell back in there. And Yan Gomes continues his Iron Man duty behind the plate. Corbin looking for the wipeout off-speed pitch there. Last 2 times out, only a hit and a walk in scoreless first innings. And he'll have to really do great things to not put one on the board here.
Yeah, that's been his biggest thing this first inning. Get through one clean. The rest of the game seems to go in hand for him.
And he buries another one. You can do that when you totally trust your catcher. Well, that's an RBI. Got the grounder by the mound. And Marte drives in his 18th. Only chance against that runner is if he hits it to the third baseman or the pitcher. 1-1 ball game.
And that was just a good professional at bat by Marte. You can see from the first pitch of the AB, wasn't trying to do too much, just trying to softly put the ball in play. As you said, Bob, knowing full well if you get it past the pitcher, got an easy RBI.
Yeah, good job by the veteran. And here's Aguilar. That ball driven to right. Soto can only wave at it as it one-hops the wall. Juan's going to get it in quickly. Aguilar, by the way, is the Juan Soto of the Marlins. He has 12 homers on the road and none at home. And with some elevation, he would have had his first right there.
Well, another fastball. This one down in the zone, but Aguilar caught it out in front. Was able to drive it over Soto's head here. You can see him kind of laboring around under the bases too.
Yeah, he doesn't look.
Yeah, he'd rather be trotting.
He doesn't look great. Didn't play last night. They said he needed a day.
Well,
good job of driving it there.
He might need another day tomorrow.
Well, against Max Scherzer, they might start Garrett Cooper, who had 3 extra base hits last night. Here's Duvall, who's 3 for 6, all singles with an RBI and 2 walks against the Nats. Seen a lot of line drives in the first inning by both clubs here. Nats had a couple of hard hit balls, and now so have the Marlins. Duvall's on a 3-game hitting streak, 4 for 10. Sugar Kings have come out hacking here.
They were hacking last night too.
Yeah, 11 runs on 11 hits. Good slider, good looking pitch by Patrick. More hittable this year than usual, but the numbers are trending much better. He's now given up 82 hits and 77 in a third innings. And Duvall falls for the breaking ball again. He'll strike out. 2 down. Corbin's 63rd K of the year.
And his 7th career strikeout of Duvall.
Yeah. 7 for 23 now against Patrick Corbin. And here comes Miguel Rojas.
Good slider here. This one drops straight down. So he has different looks to that slider. Sometimes I'll have a sweeping one that goes left to right. And then other times he'll throw the slider and it'll go straight down.
After an 0 for Thursday, actually a 1 for, he went 1 for 4. Rojas got the biggest hit of the game last night, a 3-run first inning homer against John Lester. That's going to put Miami on top. Aguilar rumbling home as Miguel Rojas has now driven in 5 runs in this series. 2-1 Miami on a pitch up.
Well, Rojas has great success so far in his career against Corbin. 12 for 27 now. Good line drive swing. Easy send for Trey Hillman. But good job by Juan Soto cutting this ball off because it was headed for the gap.
Marlins have now scored in 6 of the last 9 innings of this series. There's another line drive off the bat of Jesus Sanchez. Rojas stops at second. And 4 loud hits here in the first inning. And they're on the attack early in the count.
Yep, now back-to-back guys who've been first pitch hacking. Actually, if you count Duvall, that's 3 dudes in a row who've been swinging from the on-deck circle.
Next up, the former Nat switch hitting catcher Sandy Leon. .216 career hitter. Signed with the Nats when he was 17, 14 years ago. And he was called up in 2012 in the middle of May when Wilson Ramos went on the DL. And then Sandy sprained his ankle in the first game he played the next day against San Diego.
Oh, another first pitch swing. Good adjustment by Patrick and Jan.
Yeah, first pitch fastballs about to disappear the way they have approached here early. Sandy was with the Nats part of 12, 13, and 14. Then the next 5 years with the Red Sox. Cleveland last year for 66 at-bats.
I played with Sandy back in Pawtucket during the 2016 season, so it's been really great to see his ascension at the big league level.
And right-handed, he's been much better. 10 for 36. 278 mark. About 200 points higher than he's hitting from the left side. And the fastball away, taken to right. Juan Soto is right there. Loud inning. The Marlins get a couple. They'll strand 2. And long frames for Zach Thompson and Patrick Corbin. Wouldn't he look good on a bobblehead? Of course he would. Holding the World Championship trophy. It's all brought to you by Geico. And it's 2 days from now. So the Nats and the Mets in that makeup game, 7:05 Monday. Come on down. And for a list of all of our 2021 giveaways and for tickets, nationals.com/promotions.
Well, if you're going to have any bobblehead, that's the one to have.
Forever a World Series champion manager.
I love the display that they have here. with the trophy for all the fans to take pictures of when they come through the club level during their time here at Nats Park.
It's beautiful over in that first base side. Something that almost moved Sean Doolittle to tears when Dan Coco took him over there for a personal tour.
Yeah, that was a great segment.
You know, I mean, spending time with Dan will have that effect on people. But that was really special for Sean, and there's a great picture of him just airborne, spinning around off the mound, watching his teammates on defense. Really a cool picture, and so many great moments captured during that magical run. Gerardo Parra as a Nat, 1 for 5 with the hit last weekend. 0 for 2 in this series, pinch hitting. Thompson has split some edges here so far. He's had good location with his fastball and the cutter.
Well, we're not going to have any doubt whether it's a ball or strike today with Carapazza behind the plate.
Sees that inside edge, and that pitch was perfect.
I think he has the loudest strike call in the big leagues by far.
Resounding around a mostly empty ballpark. Gerardo's giving him that, I think it was borderline look, but that was a pretty good pitch, Gerardo.
He's probably asking, why is he yelling?
1-2. And that's a curveball that he was not expecting, and it dropped right in there. 2 Ks in a row and 3 already for 27-year-old rookie Zach Thompson.
Well, good look at the curveball release there. Good forward rotation. And right down the middle.
Originally drafted by the Pirates out of high school in Arlington, Texas. Didn't sign. Went to Texas Arlington, the home of the Mavericks. And the White Sox signed him in the 5th round of 2014.
I think I know another guy who went to Texas Arlington. Played for the Astros. Hunter Pence.
Wow. It's a really neat school. They have some great athletic facilities there. And they're probably a 10-minute drive from the Rangers. Right there halfway between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Well, I know all the Rangers players are happy to be playing at Globe Life Park because it was hot at their old ballpark.
And when I was with them, they were at the ballpark before that one. And that place was basically a glorified minor league ballpark that they kept adding on to over the years until they eventually moved into the first Globe Life Park, which was called the ballpark in Arlington when it opened. Josh Harrison, big fly, left field, feeling his way and not feeling the wall was Sanchez to haul it in. Josh making a bid for his 5th of the year.
Well, for a second, I thought I had a chance. And Sanchez had plenty of time to get underneath it. No trouble with the lights on that one. Thompson knows he got away with one there.
He has not given up a home run yet in nearly 16 innings at the big league level. Opponent's batting average a .186. The ERA a .150 coming in. Patrick Corbin has 3 hits on the year. Three for 22. Thompson works quickly. He's feeling a quick inning here at the bottom of the Washington order. Well, that's nasty on the hook. He got Parra looking. He gets Corbin on a swing. 4 Ks already and early. The Marlins 2-1.
Encourage and Self-Love by Alexandra L. And join Josh for a virtual discussion on July 18th. Register now at nationals.com/book club.
Interesting selections by Josh so far. And with a little elevation, he would have put a second run on the board for the Nats in the first. Lined out hard to first. Well, there's some more bad news for the Braves. Mike Soroka already had a surgically repaired Achilles. He was walking into the Atlanta clubhouse when it blew out on him again. Julio Urias of the Dodgers. Nothing but first pitch strikes for him. And Adam Frazier, this guy, playing in a lineup where he gets no protection. Just does everything offensively for the Pirates. It's all brought to you by PNC Bank. Tools and technology that help make it simpler to manage your finances. PNC, helping to make banking easier. Corbin with that super soft curveball. In there to John Birdie, the third baseman. 20 pitches, 13 strikes in the first inning against 7 batters. And a perfect changeup fading away from the right-hander.
Well, let's see if Patrick continues to make adjustments. The Sugar Kings team came out swinging here in the first inning.
A whole bunch of future major leaguers played for the Havana Sugar Kings. Luis Arroyo, Tony Gonzalez, Cookie Rojas, Elio Chacon, Preston Gomez, who managed the Padres for a while, Leo Cardenas, and maybe the best pitcher of all to come out, Mike Cuellar.
Wow.
He was on a couple of World Series championship teams in St. Louis and Baltimore. Chopper to the right side. Josh Harrison on the charge. And next up, Zach Thompson. Who's a .500 hitter. He's 1 for 2 so far. Love some of the old names of the ball clubs like the Sugar Kings. One year they played in the Junior World Series, which was the minor league World Series. That was what it was called at that time. And they won it in 7 games over the Minneapolis Millers of the American Association. 0-2.
Now, Bob, I did not realize how tall Zach Thompson was until he stepped into the box. Coming in at 6'7".
Yeah, he's large. Nasty curveball by Patrick Corbin. As part of Toyota Case for Kids, Washington area Toyota dealers donate $50 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout a Nats pitcher throws this year. So that's number 2 for Patrick. Dealers and dollars. Thanks to strikeouts. Top of the order, Jazz Chisholm. And on a riding fastball, a chance for a really quick second inning. Schwarber has it. He'll get to lead off. Patrick Corbin. 10 pitches to go 1-2-3. Watching this swing lately, do you? The first one Thursday night. Look out.
Second one Thursday night. Watch out, Bushes.
He hit that one central incisor right up the middle.
And then last night, 3/4 of the way up in the upper tank.
Okay, so check out this litany of excellence. In that top category, Frank Howard and Barry Bonds are part of it. And then the 12+ in 12 games, Albert Bell and Troy Tulowitzki. And then Howard and Bonds appear again with Albert Bell. And then the bottom one, former Nat Alfonso Soriano, a year after he was here, hit 14 for the Cubs in September '07. Future Nat Brian Dozier hit 13 with the Twins in August of '16. And Don Mattingly had a streak like that, 87, and I think, if I remember correctly, 4 of those were grand slams.
Wow.
Don Mattingly was on an absolute tear during his streak. Kyle Schwarber. Change up away. They just spin on it. And then the cutter outside. Look out here.
We had a couple pitches to drive.
Tatis hit 3 last night after Schwarber tied him. And then the guys over in the American League were hitting him too. Guerrero hit another one last night. He'll get a call on the changeup. This umpiring crew loves low strikes. We've seen that in this series. And he freezes him with the hook. 5 strikeouts for Zach Thompson. Schwarber looking twice.
Well, another strikeout via the breaking ball by Thompson. You can see how much depth it has to it. Starts at the top of the strike zone and ends up at the very bottom of it.
Trey Turner walked and scored first time. That was really Thompson's only miscue early. Was walking Trey. Scored on the Soto double that was first ruled an error on the left fielder. Then they changed it and gave Juan an extra base hit and his 32nd RBI. Turner will take the breaking ball, but he hit it too well. Sanchez didn't lose that one. Wonder if he had a flashback for a moment. And as we bring in Soto for the second time, Dan has more.
Bob, we played my interview with Juan Soto in our pregame show today. I asked Juan what he's made of his offensive season to this point. He knows that his numbers aren't where he would like them to be, where people across Major League Baseball expect them to be. He's grounded into, I should say, 12 double plays this season, which is the highest number of his career in any season. But he does love the fact that he's hitting the ball hard, and the numbers match what he says, Bob. His average exit velocity this season is a career high. His average hard hit percentage is a career high. He's squaring baseballs up, but like we continue to talk about, the launch angle is just not there consistently, and so Juan's going to continue to work on that with K. Long, try and get the ball in the air and let it travel.
Yeah, and Juan Soto's a guy who really gets on his legs, so it's not like he can set up any lower than he already does. But, you know, we're watching teams just trying to pound him at the bottom of the zone. And like I mentioned, with a crew like this that likes the low strike, it can be a rough ride for a hitter if that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah, because after they call it a strike, you have to protect against it.
Yeah, and as a rule, if they get a strike, the next one might be a little lower. So it's 2-1. Juan hit the cover off the ball first time. Ball had a serious second gear as it got out to left center, and Sanchez couldn't make the connection. Ooh, that one was middle. In just a bit. So let's have a look at our pen-fed stats. Great rates for those in uniform and those who are not, insured by NCUA. And they like facing guys who are new to the league, who are probably trying to establish their fastball. Oh my gosh, he did it again. And you can't look for a curveball on a 2-strike count, or else the fastball will be by you. Nats just can't react right now.
Summer Reading Program. Participants who successfully complete their local library's summer reading program will receive free tickets to a future Nationals game. To learn more, visit nationals.com/summerreading. Josh wants you to check out the Unicorn Day.
Well done, Josh. Marte Aguilar Duval, 2-3-4 for the Marlins. Patrick Corbin goes off speed and drops one in there. Well, I'm sure Patrick's been watching from the dugout and seeing Vic Carapaz's zone. That could play into Corbin's strength as well with the low slider, just like that. And it's 0-2. So hitters know if it's near the plate and it's down there, you better not take. 7 straight for Thompson, 4 straight for Corbin retired. Patrick got through that second inning on 10 pitches, 8 strikes. Not a bad thing to try out there. He had to swing. That was a defensive hack. Bell, ooh, and he really led Corbin to the bag. Ideally, you want to lead him, but get him the ball before he gets to the bag. And Patrick had to do a little stretch on the run.
And Josh bobbled the ball a little bit. Hadn't played defense in a little while on the throw. Good thing Patrick's got long arms there, and good thing he catches with his right hand, because it made that play a little bit easier for him there.
Patrick Corbin, a good athlete. I bet as a basketball player, he used to get those long arms into some passing lanes on defense. I have to ask him sometime why Jim Boeheim never recruited him for basketball. Or maybe he did. From that part of New York. And here's Jesus Aguilar, who hit an absolute rocket over the head of Juan Soto that one-hopped the right field wall first time up. Breaking ball was coming back, and Aguilar took a swipe at it, 1-2. This guy's still having a big year. 3rd in the league with 50 RBIs. Tied with Kyle Schwarber. Fastball away. Chopped over the mound. Harrison, who was playing up the middle, knew he had plenty of time. Couple of ground ball outs. Very good signs for Patrick Corbin. And now 3 of his last 5 outs have been on bouncers.
Well, that's what he needs to do. Keep that fastball and sinker and slider down in the zone. Pitch to contact.
I was talking about Schwarber and his 50 RBIs. Aguilar as well. The other guy with 50, Brandon Crawford of the Giants, who's having a monster season within the context of his career numbers, hitting home runs and driving them in. The Nats did a good job on him a couple of weeks ago at Nationals Park. In fact, they did a great job on the entire San Francisco lineup, and the Giants are still in first place out there. 4.5 up on the Dodgers and the red-hot Padres, who've won 8 in a row. Corbin's got that good low slider going here, J-Max.
Yep, seems like it's getting better as the game is progressing. Duvall had similar swings on that slider his first AB.
Why not throw it again?
Not seeing it well at all.
And not acting real happy with the result of that foul ball.
Well, I'd be mad at myself too if I keep fouling balls or swinging at stuff in the dirt.
Multi-homer games Friday and Saturday at Chicago last weekend. Drove in 10 runs. He was hitting under 200 as late as June 4th. And then against the Nats in this series, he has 3 singles. Two, target in. And it was out over the plate and he couldn't get to it. Patrick Corbin, like Thompson, 7 straight. So coming up, it's Bell, Gomes, Castro. Brought to you by Geico. RAV4 with reliability and value that fans can count on. Go Toyota and let's go places. Make sure you got the top down so you can see all the palm trees. 84 in Miami today. Maybe a little muggy for the roof to be open. Remember a Nats game on a Sunday afternoon a couple of years ago. Derek Jeter and the new ownership group had just taken over the ball club recently. Before that, they wanted the roof open for as many day games as they could. Ryan Zimmerman hit a home run right down the left field line that Ryan said he couldn't see the pitch. And nobody could hit the rest of the day, and the Nats won that game. And the experiment of opening the roof there for day games because of the shadows did not last very long. But at least when you go to Miami, especially for a 4-game series, you know you're going to play on time every day. And that's a huge deal down there.
I remember at Sun Life Park, the rain delays with the tarps, those were always a circus.
And batting practice.
Batting practice was
interrupted every day.
Extremely hot, too.
Yeah, it was a football stadium with a baseball field in it. Target away. And then he missed on the other side of the plate, and it's 2-2. Let's go back to Wednesday in Philadelphia. Josh Bell, top of the 6th. The Nats had just gone down 9-5, and he said, okay. The Nats had already scored a couple on a Trey Turner base hit. And that was a 6 spot. He's been seeing that curveball of Thompson from the dugout, even though that was outside. He was going to not let it drop.
Yep, that's a great point. Paying attention in the dugout.
I mean, that curveball from the dugout looks the same as one that's right over the plate. And then the fastball tailing away. I ask you again, how is this guy 27 and he's a rookie?
Well, good sinker here. Off the plate just a tick, but Josh Bell couldn't foul it off.
Zach Thompson was 14-12 in 3 years at Texas Arlington. In the minor leagues, 27-29 in 7 years. 182 games. 67 starts. This year he was at AAA Jacksonville. No record and a .660 ERA in 8 games out of the bullpen. They bring him up here to give their rotation a little relief. And the guy turns into a young Jacob deGrom.
Like just saving his stuff for the big league level, apparently.
By the way, you told me deGrom gave up a run today, huh?
Yeah, and he actually gave up a couple of hits, too. So, hey, anything can happen.
Well, the good news is he's pitching today, and the Nats will miss him again on Monday. Look out. And that's a breaking ball that got Yan Gomes. Don Mattingly, I see him come up to the top step. He might be wondering if the ball got the bat.
Got the back.
Yeah, right up on the shoulder blade there.
I don't think they're going to take a look at it. They're going to play on.
Nets get their first base runner since Gomes' infield hit back in the first inning. Well, anything to get Zach Thompson off the stretch again. told somebody I'm good.
Yeah, that one barely hurt. Just grazed off his number, or his name, rather.
Castro out on 3 pitches first time. He'll be hacking early. And that's out into left center. The ball scoots on that turf, giving Yan Gomes a chance to go to third. Now they kick it around, and Gomes is still running. The throw home is late. And things have been a little sloppy for the Marlins out in left center. And Starlin Castro ties the game.
Well, let's see who's playing soccer out here. Yep, Starlin Marte. A little back heel there. No communication between the two of those guys. But as we mentioned it before, Starlin Castro paying attention, seeing that Zach Thompson's going to his curveball more, and jumped all over it. Look at Yan flying around the bases.
So Castro will get a single, should be E8, no RBI, and the Nats have tied it. And I love what Castro did there. He got to 2 strikes the first time. He saw a fastball over his letters, couldn't get to it, so he was not going to wait around second time around.
They gave it a clean double, Bob. And the steak.
Wow. If I'm a hitter, I'm buying a steak for whoever's scoring the game today.
If I'm Zach Thompson, I'm upset. Now I got 2 earned runs on me.
Yeah, that's 2 Ernies that might have been ruled the other way. I don't think whoever's scoring the game is a former pitcher. There's a ball up there somewhere. And Marte has it for the second out. And now for Starlin Castro. 5 of his last 10 hits have been doubles.
He's heating up. And here's Josh Harrison, who just missed a home run back in the second.
Curveball in there. Well, Josh trying to put the Nats ahead and trying to get the lineup turned over with Patrick Corbin on deck. Broke his bat. You could hear it when the ball hit it, then you could hear it better when it hit the ground. Nats pick up a run on Gomes, hit by a pitch, and Castro a tying double. Good looking young pitcher, 25 years of age with a good ERA. So a great matchup. And then the Mets come in for the makeup game Monday night. Don't forget, it's Davey Martinez World Series bobblehead night. The Rays for 2 next Thursday. First of 4 against Los Dodgers. And then the Nats go to San Diego and San Francisco to get into the All-Star break. Gather as much as you can this weekend, Monday, and then against a very good Tampa Bay team, by the way, back in first place in the AL East. And then that last week and a half will be a really great test for our ball club to see how you do against 3 of the best clubs in the league.
Yep, that'll be a great set of games. Also excited to see Wander Franco for the Rays. And with that being said, yeah, the Tampa Bay Rays visit DC for a 2-game series at Nats Park on June 29th and 30th. Visit nationals.com/tickets2021. He has since cooled down a little bit since his debut, but an exciting young player, #1 prospect for the Rays.
Miguel Rojas, RBI hit first time out to right center. That time Corbin gets more inside on him, and it's an easy move to his left for Parra.
Hey, we got him out.
Patrick Corbin on the attack. They're swinging early in the count like they were earlier. But you mentioned it as Jesus Sanchez dances toward the batter's box. Patrick Corbin and Yan Gomes seeing what they were doing, making more adjustments and more off-speed stuff early in the count.
Patrick throwing a high strike percentage today.
That's how you take advantage of an aggressive hitter to get ahead right there.
It's funny, I'll talk to some young hitters, be like, hey, what a pitch you just hit out for a home run your first at bat? Oh, a fastball. Do you think you're going to get another fastball again next time? No. And Jesus Sanchez got a base hit on a fastball. And what did he get? 2 sliders in a row.
Yeah, and he was on the attack early in that AB. Patrick faced 7 batters in the first inning and only threw 20 pitches. That's usually a recipe for a 30-pitch first inning. 3 hooks in a row. Down goes Sanchez. Strikeout number 4.
Well, 3 sliders in a row. Sanchez just not able to adjust.
It's a beautiful thing watching a veteran battery figure things out so quickly. But you still have to execute your pitches.
I was going to say, even better yet, to be able to execute it so quickly.
Here's Sandy Leon, who flew out to Soto first time. That was his curveball speed, but the ball didn't do a whole lot. So that looked like a 79 changeup from Patrick Corbin. 2 hops. Castro knows he has time with the catcher running. And Patrick Corbin has retired 10 consecutive Marlins. He'll lead off in the 5th. Pitches per inning the last 3. He's at 51 over 4 solid innings of work. And he can take his time. He's a leadoff guy here in the 5th inning. Struck out swinging, first time up.
A couple good hacks too in his at bat against Thompson, but Thompson takes a long time to get ready as well, so plenty of rest for Patrick before this AB.
And one more thing about the Marlins uniforms today, they call it their City Connect uniform, with the personality and the confidence of Miami in mind. Miami prides itself on being a melting pot and the gateway to Latin America. Thus the Havana Sugar Kings uniforms today with all those bold colors. Well done. Got to be a ball because this crew likes the low ones. So Patrick's ahead. 3 for 23 on the year.
And also too, because we didn't hear someone yelling. There it is.
Zach Thompson, once he gets on the mound, works fast. Pretty much comes at you out of a stretch position. That ball under Corbin's bat. And he will strike out on a similar pitch to the one back in the 2nd inning. That's number 8 for Zach Thompson. Let's go inside the numbers, presented by PNC Bank. Tools and technology that help make it simpler to manage your finances. Most homers in a 6-game span all time, trying to tie the great Hondo, the Senator Frank Howard. All lefties except for Frank Howard on that list, by the way. Frank didn't care who was pitching.
Well, you know he can reach all quadrants of the zone with his reach.
First time I saw RFK Stadium was in the late 70s when I was doing soccer. And somebody pointed out to me in center field in the upper deck, seats that were painted white for Frank Howard's homers, and not only left the ballpark down the lines, but he hit some in the upper deck out to dead center field. Frank used to joke that those were painted white for his home runs and all the other ones were unpainted for all of his strikeouts. And we're like, come on, Hondo. But man, could he punish a baseball. And Schwarber having a hard time with that big hook today. So Guerrero's hit another one today as they put 8 on the board early. Tatis 3 last night. Ohtani hit one last night. And Kyle Schwarber hit one. So for some hitters, it's not the year of the pitcher. Now we're 6 days into this whole substance thing with the pitchers.
Yeah, I think with all these homers, you have to look at these numbers. Seems like the offenses are turning in the more aggressive direction.
And Schwarber, with Thompson nibbling around, draws the walk. Second of the day for the Nats. He's also hit a batter, Yan Gomes, and that cost him a run last inning.
Well, he tried to throw him changeups there. None of those changeups were close to the plate.
Trey Turner has walked, scored, and lined out hard to left.
Snap throw, trying to catch Kyle. Thompson has done a great job. That breaking ball, nobody's really squared it up except for Starlin's double last inning. But most of the guys look like they're having a hard time seeing the ball out of his hand. Two-one to Trey. Fastball up. The angle for Chisholm. Fair ball when he catches it. 2 down. Well, back in the third, Thompson froze Juan with the curveball that caught the bottom of the zone. Let's see if he also makes the adjustment to that pitch.
Looked like a strike, and then it wasn't. Good first pitch change up to neutralize the lefty. Ooh, that went right over the inner part of the plate. That's the second time Thompson's left one there today against Juan. So on the road, doing what he's been doing for the last several years. It's just crazy that all of his homers have been away from Nationals Park. 27 of his 32 RBIs.
Well, plenty of time to get those numbers back even for him.
spotted the rotation on that hook. Boy, he's got some nasty breaking stuff. Breaking, dropping stuff. 9 strikeouts through 5. Tie game. In their bullpen, at least something sort of getting underway out there. We'll check it out. Birdie. He's at 76 pitches through 5 innings, so should have plenty of bullets left.
Yeah, I think some of the guys in the bullpen are getting bored out there.
Well, that's good when you're starting pitching, is boring the heck out of your bullpen. That's a really good thing. To right. Soto checking his surroundings. He's going to watch it leave. You don't see many opposite field homers in this ballpark. And John Birdie puts them on top with his 4th overall of the year. And as a rule, that's where you have to hit them. Straight away, not into a gap.
Well, Birdie had 2 hits last night. He's got a hit here this afternoon. And a big one for the Marlins. Fastball. Not up, but middle of the plate. In a short, compact swing. He's able to get it over the wall.
That is his 12th career homer in parts of 4 years in the big leagues. Juan Soto knew it before anybody else. Nice catch. And a bouncer off Corbin's glove. Turner still had time. That was the pitcher running. So that grounder will be a 1-6-3 for the first out. And the Marlins have now hit 73 home runs on the year. 3 fewer than the Nats.
Yeah, the height of that pitch was okay. It was just more of the location.
And that was the only hit Miami got the second time around the batting order. Patrick Corbin had retired 10 straight. So Jazz Chisholm now, 3rd time around. Right at the ceiling of the strike zone. And a good breaking ball that had Chisholm reaching. And the fastball, after he saw all of those hooks, was not truly a strike, but he gets the call out there from Vic Carapazza. Nissan pitch cast.
Yeah, and this one probably looked like it was 95 miles an hour after seeing all that slow stuff. Just off the plate away, but Patrick got the call.
Two outs, bases empty. Starling Marte. perfectly placed down and away. That's a little too far out.
Well, this is one of the few guys who looks like they're not seeing the ball well against Patrick.
I'm looking at Marte's hitting pattern during the series. Most of his ground ball outs have been to the other side. So the Nats are really not giving him much to pull. Marte 0 for 8 against the Nats. He started this series hitting .326. Had some injury problems earlier, not enough at bats to qualify for the batting race. They're going to bust him in there, but they didn't get it in far enough. But Soto is there to grab the line drive. Things happening quickly today. Bell, Gomes, Castro coming up.
Go to the top of the 6th inning. We showed you that Josh Bell grand slam from a few days ago in Philadelphia earlier on in our broadcast. After that game, Davey Martinez in his post-game press conference with reporters got a little bit emotional when talking about Josh Bell and the effort that he put together that day, saying, to me, that was the moment where he told himself that Josh Bell became a national. And Davey talked about how hard Josh has worked. He got off to a very slow start to the season after starting the year on the COVID IL, but he loves the way that Josh has continued to plug away, stay with a positive attitude. And guys, his numbers over the last 6 weeks, not really known for batting average over the course of his career. Bell's hitting right around 300. His OPS is right around 900. He's being more aggressive in the strike zone, Davey says. He's firing off a lot more swings on pitches that he feels like he can do damage on. The Nationals have been really happy with this version of Josh Bell that they've gotten of late.
Well, Dan, at the end of April, he was hitting .132. At the end of May, he was hitting .206. Stepped in today at .228. I love that quote. Thanks for bringing that back up. He became a national today. Very cool. Off speed, 2-1.
It's just good to see the club stay patient with him, too. Trust his track record. Just like Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. Who's now hitting about 20 points over his career batting average. Woo! Zach Thompson's been keeping the ball down all day.
Cutter just below the box, but
yeah, he got a call there, didn't he? And the big looping, dropping curveball. 10 strikeouts, a new high for him.
Yeah, another strikeout via the curveball. That one would have been off the plate away, possibly. But I think with this guy's height, how high that breaking ball starts out of the zone, a lot of guys are giving up on it, but it's coming back into the strike zone. No ground ball outs today for Thompson.
That'll work. Yan Gomes has a perfect day. Infield hit. Hit by a pitch, scored a run. And now lines one to right center. Soto and Castro have delivered the extra base hit RBIs.
Well, this one a little bit generous into the lights. Jesus Sanchez not able to make the play, but scorched by Juan Soto. Easy score for Trey Turner. And then Starlin Castro. This one, Starlin Marte plays a little soccer, kicks the ball in further into left field. And Yan Gomes hustling around to score after he was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, they gave him something he could slightly pull. Castro is now 10 for his last 25 over 7 games with 5 doubles.
Marlins have Anthony Bender warming.
And only one good thing really came out of last night's game, other than the Schwarber homer. The Nats pretty much rested the back end of their bullpen in that game. Pretty good shape for today and tomorrow if needed. And even Brett Hand has had 2 days off now.
Well, we don't want him to go too many days in between outings.
I'll take a save situation today. 1-1 to Starlin. And on the fastball away off the end of the bat. Duvall. Looks like the umpire's pointing foul as he caught it. 2 down. That's box score. Good day for Yan Gomes, who hadn't had a hit in the series coming in. Juan Soto, RBI number 32. Starlin Castro, number 28. Could use a knock or two from the bottom of the order. Here comes Gerardo, who was called out on strikes in the 2nd and hit a fly ball to center in the 4th. Wander Suero warming because Patrick Corbin's hitting spot is only 2 batters away. Patrick, pitch count looking good, 68. And there's Anthony Bender. Oh, 2, you know where they want it. Breaking ball diving.
Back in the 2nd, Thompson got Parra to freeze on that big breaking ball.
Remember last Sunday, Gerardo stayed back on one and hit it down the left field line at Nationals Park.
Yeah, slow.
Sending the place into craziness.
And that was a slow eephus curveball from Taijuan Walker.
Just enough of the slider to stay in.
There's that cutter again, just off the heel of Leon's glove. New life.
Fastball up, couldn't get it. 11 strikeouts for Zach Thompson. He had 14 in 12 innings coming in.
Exmo Zach Thompson, 11 strikeouts today. He has a good cutter, as you see that backdoor cutter. Also the big breaking ball, 12-6 sometimes. That one backed up a little bit, and Patrick Corbin, look at these 2 sliders from him. He's been stepping it up since the 1st inning, and his slider is sharp today.
Yeah, it'll be Patrick Corbin's last inning, most probably, unless Josh Harrison would hit a homer to lead off the 7th right in front of him.
Don't forget to see your local Hyundai dealer today, because the longer you look at a new Hyundai, the more there is to like.
Thank you, sir. Aguilar, Duval, Rojas. Bottom 6. First pitch changeup.
All these Marlins are still staying aggressive.
Well, it worked for them last night, and they were quick out of the gate today. Pitch down. Trey Turner to his left. Ball came popping out of the glove just a little bit there. A little white showing, but he had plenty of time to make that play. So the Marlins box 1 hit when John went bye-bye birdie last inning opposite field. They had not had a hit since their 2-run, 4-hit first inning, when Marte drove in a run on a grounder and Rojas did on a single. Patrick has struck out Adam Duvall twice. Mile high left side. Not much foul ball room here. Trey Turner looks like he called off Castro and then missed it.
Well, I think Starlin's just telling Trey that he had it there. Little miscommunication there, but shortstop does have priority. Starlin did the right thing there to let Trey take it. But just misjudged it a little bit.
It's a play where if somebody touches the ball, they could give an error, but nobody made any kind of connection. Up at the top of the zone. 2 down. Number 6 for Patrick Corbin. Nissan will pitch cast it.
Well, Duvall getting the sombrero here today. High fastball. Previously, Patrick had crossed him up with a couple sliders, but had him looking slider there, the punch out.
Well, it's been a strike all day until then. 1-1.
That was the first time he missed. Pitch down in the zone. Well, Bob, Jacob deGrom has given up 2 runs now.
Oh my.
Bringing that ERA up to .69.
Okay, well, the sun is still up in the sky.
Hey, we got another 163.
We do have another 163. Patrick Corbin finishing beautifully. If that's it for him, he retires 16 of his last 17 hitters. Mobile coverage cam. Love the gray curly W ball cap there. Well done, gentlemen, rocking the World Series ball cap. Washington baseball. Live it. Thanks for attending. Now, You guys are down there, we're not. Get the Nats a win. Let's go. Josh Harrison will lead off in the top of the 7th. .240 Nats, 3.50 Marlins, and the John Birdie home run the difference right now. We have a Jiffy Lube pitching change. Choose a winning team for your vehicle at Jiffy Lube. Now more than ever, anywhere is possible with Jiffy Lube. Right-hander Anthony Bender pitched the 7th inning last night. Gave up a hit to Starlin Castro. Later got a double play ball on Gerardo Parra to register a scoreless frame.
Sinker slider guy. Another pitch almost hit Josh Harrison. But Anthony Bender is the owner of a 20 1/3 inning scoreless streak to start off his career.
Yeah, right now the Marlins with some guys who are rather unknown commodities at this level, wearing jersey numbers in the 70s, and this one number 80. Doing a good job right now for Don Mattingly.
Thought they were Miami Dolphins taking the field.
Oh, Josh Harrison got one in on the hands. He's going to drop it for extra bases down the left field line. And the Nats are in business here in the top of the 7th.
Well, he's got a 97-mile-per-hour sinker, but he chose to throw Josh Harrison 3 sliders in a row. This one backed up over the inside part of the plate, and Josh was ready for it. Good swing here, and with his speed, that's an easy stand-up double. Now, if this guy gets out of this without giving up a run, he is a magician.
Pinch hitter for Patrick Corbin. Ryan Zimmerman. Started the first 2 games of the series. A hit, a walk, an RBI. And there's some run back action on that 97. So Patrick Corbin goes 6, 3 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts. Very efficient on 77 pitches and did not walk a batter. Waved at it, looked like he stopped. 1-1.
Well, in this situation, the pitcher is going to try to prevent Zim from hitting the ball to the right side to advance Josh Harrison over to third base with less than 2 outs.
So we've got Austin Voth. They have Richard Blyer throwing. But they can't use Blyer for Schwarber. Bender has to face 3. So he's for Soto. And you hope the inning goes that long.
A lot of sliders here from Bender to start off this 7th inning.
'96 with wicked late run on it. That was the inside version of strike 1 he threw away.
Yeah, you can see Leon was looking for another backdoor sinker, but that was like a bowling ball.
I'm glad Ryan didn't foul that. He might be down on the ground right now. Very important 2-2 pitch in a one-run game. Zimmerman takes it the other way. Line drive back to the bag. Harrison. High throw launched. He's in there. Great quick reaction by Josh, who didn't have a whole lot of time to make that decision. It's a good at bat by Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, and great base running by Josh Harrison. Knowing his job, there's nobody out. Any deep fly ball you tag so you can advance. Excellent at bat by Zim.
That's exactly what you talked about the other night. The difference between being at second with one out and nobody out.
Yep, because there's so many different ways that you can score from third. Now with the hottest hitter on planet Earth.
And the right-hander has to stay in to face him. Kyle Schwarber has driven in 50 runs, 24 in his last 14 games.
A little bit too far on that slider down.
And he's not seeing many fastballs, is he?
Yeah, and he's not going to, because when he gets them, he hasn't not been missing them.
Pretty good pitch, but well off the plate. Good in terms of that's where Leon wanted it. And Schwarber spotted it and laid off. 2-1.
They're going to try to get Kyle to be overly aggressive here. You can see Leon setting up way inside off the plate. In this situation as a hitter, you're looking for something out over the heart of the plate so you can hit a fly ball into the outfield. That was the one right there. But normally catchers will set up well in off the plate, hoping that the hitter, knowing there's an easy RBI over at third base, hoping that they'll chase in off the plate for weak contact.
Monster series for Kyle. Nats looking to get back even here, or better. Middle of the plate and a weak little bouncing line drive up the middle for the second out. Boy, he was just fighting to make contact there. Taken care of by the shortstop Rojas over on the right side.
Well, that was a well executed slider from Bender to jam Kyle. You can see the whole right side of the infield defended.
That might be the softest contact on any batted ball by Kyle Schwarber this year. 2 outs. It's up to Trey Turner. Trey looking for his first run batted in of this series.
Well, let's see if Bender sticks with that slider. Trey does not miss a heater. So it doesn't matter if you throw 90, 97 or 100. He will put the bat on the ball if you throw number 1.
I mean, you think it's outside, then it just makes a right turn. And it's 97.
It's just a perfect pitch here by Bender. There's no way he throws a 4-seam fastball with the last name Bender.
Yeah, everything's moving here. And Trey Turner to a knee to try to stay alive. Aguilar thinks he's got room. He has plenty of it. And the frustrated Nats are down in the 7th. They had a man at second. Nobody out. Couldn't chase him home.
Tickets are on sale for all remaining 2021 home games at Nationals Park. Live the Natitude and get your tickets today at nationals.com/tickets2021.
Monday night, the Mets are here. Austin Voth on our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Happy birthday, by the way. 29 today for the Redmond, Washington native. 23rd appearance for Austin. He's made 1 start. Numbers are getting better and better all the time. 33 strikeouts in 33 innings. Only 24 hits over that time. He'd be the first to tell you he's walked a few too many. 12. But trending better in that direction. And he gets Jesus Sanchez here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's trying to keep it close. Eventually get Patrick Corbin off the hook. And it's the bottom 3, actually bottom 4 in the order, if it gets that 4 for Miami. Trey Turner up the middle. 1 pitch. 1 out. Sandy Leon is next. Fly ball to right, grounder to third for the former National.
I remember back in 08, Bob, we had a big ping pong tournament during instructional league.
Oh yeah.
And you know who won it?
It must be Sandy Leon.
Sandy Leon won the whole thing.
Now, did he play ping pong from either side?
No, I can't remember, but Chan, I was a tournament director, being the old guy at Instructs.
Who were the other good ping pong players on that squad?
I remember Steven Souza Jr. was there. He'll be here in this coming week.
With the Dodgers?
With the Dodgers.
Yeah. I bet Souza would go running into walls to save a point. Fastball, see ya. And Austin Voth is dialed in here. 2 quick outs. Statcast on John Birdie's Oppo homer 2 innings ago.
Yeah, 2-0 count. Middle of the plate, short, simple swing.
And there's the Statcast presented by Google.
And it doesn't matter how hard you hit it, just get it over the wall. 352 feet.
So his 4th of the year, the difference in this game. That was his first career hit against Patrick Corbin. Challenge heater, and Austin is all over the strike zone here. Well, pick your poison if you're the Nats against the Marlins bullpen. Bender just had a crazy dominant inning. And if they pinch hit here, they'll definitely go to Dylan Floro, who's warming up. They might go to him anyway. And his stuff was electric here a couple of nights ago. He can really bring it. He had 2 strikeouts in a 15-pitch 9th inning on Thursday when the Nats were ahead 7-3. And Voth left that breaking ball hanging a bit on the inner edge of the plate. Parra over to cut it off. Birdie going for 2, and it's not close. John Birdie is 4 for 10 in this series.
The Marlins 8-hole hitter is hot. Hanging breaking ball by Voth. Barreled it right at the umpire. The ball knuckling a little bit. And great hustle out of the box to get into scoring position.
He might not be hitting 8th for long. They've been looking for Sock throughout their lineup lately. Then the guy who's pinch hitting here had a huge night in his return off the injured list last night, and that's Garrett Cooper at a homer and 2 doubles. This guy is big and strong. as we mentioned last night, he's had a hard time staying healthy the last 2 to 3 years. Good slider down. Challenge Jeter right in there.
A little different mindset for Cooper coming off the bench. Not sure if it was a planned off day for him, but hey, anytime I get 3 knocks in a game, or yeah, 3 knocks, 3 extra base hits, I'm hoping my name is in that lineup the next day.
And right now, as the first baseman, kind of playing behind the number 3 RBI guy in the league, Aguilar. Both buries the slider, and that was an easy trip to third for John Birdie on what will be a wild pitch.
Well, it's so rare to ever see a runner advance on Yan Gomes. Just not able to get around that one. You can see the curveball kind of bounce to his right. And with Starlin playing so deep, an easy advancement for Birdie.
Chisholm, if the inning continues. And Voth with another challenge fastball right down the middle.
Got to be careful. Those heaters right there. But I think having Cooper come off the bench has definitely affected his timing.
A little bit outside, good at bat by Cooper. 2-1, 2 out. And now Austin Voth and Jazz Chisholm.
Well, Jim Hickey coming out real quick to go over for a game plan.
Yeah, these two will match up for the first time, and Jim Hickey knows that. This is huge right here in the 7th because the Nats have 3, 4, 5 due up in the 8th.
I want to keep the deficit only at 1 with the heart of your lineup coming up.
Chisholm, a leadoff triple, first inning, fly to left in the 2nd. Corbin caught him looking in the 5th. Ball down. Nice pick. Backhand side, Josh Harrison. Juan Soto leads off top of the 8th. Bell, Gomes, still a one-run game. To Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. What a view of downtown Miami, Florida. Dylan Floro, 30 years of age, drafted twice by Tampa Bay. He's been in the big leagues with the Rays, the Cubs, Reds, Dodgers. It's the last time the Nats pretty much have seen him before this year. And this will be his 34th appearance. I'm a little surprised he only has 26 strikeouts in 30 innings because his stuff was electric 2 nights ago.
He had a very good sinker the other night, up to 95 miles an hour. Also has a changeup that he uses about 30% of the time.
Juan Soto.
He loves that changeup against lefties. Let's see if Juan can get that left center field approach again.
Struck Juan out swinging for the first out Thursday night. Getting late, but this one well within reach. Yeah, first pitch changeup away. After the Nats scored 7 on Thursday, and 5 of that early. The Marlins have held the Nationals to 4 runs over the last 18 innings. 2-0.
That's what makes that last out for both so huge. That ball was scorched by Jazz. An Adam ball.
Yep, Jazz to Josh.
That ground ball was 108 miles an hour off the bat.
Outside, strike 1.
Should be 3-0.
Yeah. The robots are coming. Not sure when they're getting here, but they're on the way.
They'll just use the humans for the glove checks.
I guess. 3-0 on the fastball. Or 3-1, pardon me. Talked myself into that one. Ball slapped, and Birdie is the man for the Marlins today. Right on the spot. A lot of times in 2-strike counts, other teams play Juan much more up the middle than they did right there.
Well, this is a bullet there. I love the approach. Sinking fastball away. Almost knocked Birdie off his feet.
It's interesting. The Marlins were not in a true shift. Even the shortstop. Rojas was on the left side of the second base bag.
Yeah, and I think only because it was a 3-1 count there. That was 109 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, 3-1. My bad. Not 2-strike count. And the changeup is outside to Josh Bell. Another line drive. This one's going to fall. So Bell goes out and just pokes it straight away, and the Nats have the tying run on. 1 out, 8th inning, with Yan Gomes coming up, who's having a very good day.
This is a great approach on the changeup here by Floro. Right off the end of the bat. You can see how he stays behind the ball. Placing a base hit out into the landscape. Those are two very large first basemen.
Yeah, and their other one's Garrett Cooper. Yan Gomes 0 for 1 career with an RBI against Floro. Two for 2, hit by a pitch, a run scored. Outside, strike 1. Their center fielder is playing Yan Gomes to pull. We've seen the Marlins do some things defensively different than most teams in the league, in the division. And this one to right. Duvall still on the move. Back to first is Bell. 2 outs, and it's up to Starlin Castro here in the 8th inning.
Starlin looking to drive in another run here. Get this game back even.
Good fastball to get ahead. And then he elevates at 95, splitting the outside edge. Tanner Rainey has been warming up this entire half inning. Marlins have 2, 3, 4 due up, bottom of the 8th. Castro is 0 for 2 career against the righty. Crowd grumbling.
We got that call right.
Well outside.
The thing that trips me up the most is that when umpires stay at one position, as you see Carapaz is setting up only on the inner half, every pitch on the outside of the plate, that's a long way to kind of look at it, and it's essentially a guess. You're guessing on the outer half.
Yeah, if you could look at the line of sight, the catcher, his head, his helmet in the way. Not this time, as Leon really moved outside.
But you can see if that was a fastball on the outside corner, there's no way he can tell whether that's over the plate or not. It's essentially a complete guess.
Well, 2-2.
I remember Tim McClellan, like one of the tallest umpires, he would always sit up directly behind the catcher, and then you would never argue because he knows if it's a strike or not.
Starlin, 86 RBIs for this ball club a couple of years ago. Working the seeds.
Yep, he is relaxed in the box. He's seen so many pitches throughout his career. So many big moments.
Two pitch. Way outside. That's big. That gives Josh Bell a head start at first.
Well, they're staying away to Starlin here. Had to double down the left field line or into the left center gap.
And Gerardo, if he gets up in this inning, needs to pretend it's a pinch hitting appearance. Third base side of that rubber for Dylan Floro. Castro, fastball that was sinking. Second time he has spoiled that same pitch in this at bat with 2 strikes.
Well, that one would have been a strike, even though Floro missed his spot. Josh Bell at first, you make sure Floro goes home before you take off.
Adds outside, quite an at bat. Through 8 pitches for Starlin Castro, who doesn't walk a lot. That's only his 20th pass all season. And now a single could tie it as Floro gives the Nats 90 feet right there.
Well, Parra career 3 for 3 against this guy with that grand slam that everyone knows about.
Yeah, and really in terms of the regular season, it's one of the most famous swings really in the history of this ball club because of his newness to the team. The Nats able to turn things around 2 years ago. So Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, to the mound.
Well, looking for a little more baby shark magic in the big spot here in the 8th.
That's their closer, Yimi Garcia. 11 saves on the year. He has blown 3. Why not go back to 19 at Dodger Stadium on a Saturday night? See you in the World Series. That was one of the building blocks to get there eventually. As big as a swing could be in the month of May.
Well, could we get a big swing in June?
Sure. Buddy's going to get under it, sky it out to center. The Nats have left 8 base runners today while scoring 2 runs. Wouldn't you say? Tuesday in Philadelphia, got the win. He's 6-4, and against the Marlins career, 25 starts, 2 complete games, 2.99 ERA, and a record of 14-5. Max has an ERA of 2.19 overall. Opponents hitting a .175 against him. 112 strikeouts in 82 innings. Come on, that's a lot.
It's a ton.
12:30 Nats extra tomorrow. And now Tanner Rainey in an 8th inning hold'em situation against all 3 righties, Marte, Aguilar, Duvall. (29 strikeouts, over 19 walks in 22 2/3. And we mentioned the well-rested back of the bullpen. First appearance of this series. First pitch fastball low in the zone. Josh Harrison will yield to the talkative Juan Soto, who called him off.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Nationals.
Marte now 0 for 2 career against Rainey. Jesus Aguilar 0 for 1 with a walk. By the way, this game will go through Kyle Schwarber one more time. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Nats in the 9th as Jimmy Garcia continues to heat up. Man, he's just pumping an easy looking 98 in there, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks nice and rested.
And by the way, if you're thinking about the Nats bench, the only left-handed batter is Alex Avila. Jordy Mercer and Victor Robles remain. Front door slider. Got the foul ball on the front door slider. The strikeout on the same pitch. And Jesus not happy. 2 down.
And not happy at all because he had 2 hittable fastballs. This one was supposed to be a slider down and away. Ended up over the middle of the plate. But because Tanner Rainey throws 98, got him out in front.
Tanner Rainey and Adam Duvall now. 0 for 1 with a strikeout against him and a walk. Getting ahead with that first pitch 98.
Oh, you don't want the golden sombrero. Whoa.
Perfect pitch, ball 1.
Well, I guess that one was too hard to be a called strike. Hey, throw 97, you might get the call.
That was unreachable. Three-two now. No way to hit that one fair. I'm assuming that's a big sack of sugar on their right arm today as they dress like the Havana Sugar Kings. Took me a while to get a few looks at that thing.
I think you're right, Bob. I think it is sugar.
Thank you. Into center. Gerardo waited long enough to make that catch, and here comes Josh. He's eager to get in there. He leads off the ninth. 9 after him, and then Schwarber. Baseball on Masson, brought to you in part by PNC, helping to make banking easier. Beautiful views along Miami Beach. So here's the summary for you. Juan Soto double first inning for an RBI. Starlin Castro fourth inning. Patrick Corbin was good through 6, but a John Birdie opposite field homer leading off the 5th inning. The only hit Corbin gave up after the first inning, the difference in this game. And here's their closer, Yimi Garcia, 3 blown saves, and he has 11 of his 13 career saves this year. So it's looking like Josh Harrison, Alex Avila, the Nats' only left-handed bat, and then Kyle Schwarber.
Well, Josh is 2 for 3 career against Garcia with the triple.
Man, that was a big sequence. There's the remainder of the Nats bench. When Josh led off with the double in the 7th, Ryan Zimmerman moved them over on a line drive to right, but the Nats couldn't get him home, and that's the difference in the game as well.
Well, against righties, Yimi's got a good 4-seam fastball slider combination. There's a slider in at 91. This 4-seam gets up to 96.
Line drive, base hit. Josh Harrison, 7th inning, 9th inning with Knox. And Alex Avila will be next.
Well, Josh now 3 for 4 career against Garcia. You can see the slider in the middle of the plate. And similar to the double that he hit back into the 7th inning, another hanging slider, another Josh Harrison line drive.
Josh Harrison, over his last 14 ball games, now hitting up around 320. And here's Avila, who's 1 for 2 with a walk against Yimi Garcia. Nats will take it. A lot of strikes have been called down there today.
Well, they're playing at Alex the pull on the ground. Only has to get the ball past Birdie.
Alex is a guy they shift on a lot, so we haven't seen a ton of him going the other way. Almost threw it away.
changed the trajectory of this inning a lot.
Apple's got some slice on it. Wow, he didn't miss an extra base hit by that much down the left field line, with Sanchez playing way off that strike. Alex Avila put a charge into one there.
Well, even with that foul ball, Sanchez is headed back toward center field. A lot of landscape. You can see even with 2 strikes, Birdie shifted even further to pull, and Sanchez over there with him.
And the pitch right over the middle of the plate. Definitely a strike. Alex Avila, his last at bat was that key sacrifice bunt Wednesday afternoon in Philadelphia. He was 0 for 3 that day with a walk and a sacrifice to put the Nats in position to win when Castro then drove in both runners. Kyle Schwarber on deck, not to be forgotten here. Three and two.
Well, good at bat here by Alex.
Kyle, by the way, 1 for 2 against this pitcher. Davies leadoff guy. That one hit, a homer.
Round tripper.
Huge pitch here. And Alex Avila spoils a slider that got Sandy Leon on the way back.
Slider here from Garcia. Alex hits the top of it right off the inside of the shin guard.
And he can't get to the slider away. 8th pitch of the at bat. Out number 1. Kyle Schwarber is next.
Well, this slider a little up in the zone. Alex just swung underneath it there. Well, it's rare for us to wait this long to see any kind of Kyle Schwarber action.
He's had some 9th inning moments this year.
I know, but the last few weeks, it's been a while.
It has.
But hey, we're getting closer to 7 o'clock, so it's almost about time for him.
Yeah, good call. We hope we don't see Dan Coco for just a while. That's extra. Dan will get us going whenever this one's over. Oh, that was a long visit. So Schwarber 1 for 2 with a homer and 2 RBIs against Yimi Garcia.
Garcia went with the changeup there. Hasn't had a good feel for that pitch. Almost had a wild pitch to Avila last at bat. Well, everybody's been watching the highlights. They know which hitters are hot.
Yeah, let's check out this pitch selection. Does he get a fastball? 2-0. Yeah. Came cutting back in toward Kyle, and he fouled it off to the left.
Well, center cut slider there. Going change up again.
3-1.
Good take there by Kyle. Saw that ball very well.
One of the hottest hitters in the league all season long, waiting. On a ball that was off the plate, the foul. It's 3-2.
Well, that was his best changeup here in the ninth so far. An actually competitive pitch.
Here comes the payoff with 1 out. And a fastball up and away. Strikes out Kyle Schwarber. Got Avila with a slider, Schwarber with a fastball, and Trey Turner, the Nats' final hope.
Oh, this fastball up and away, 95 miles an hour. Just no chance for Kyle to make contact on that one.
Yeah, and it's kind of easy to look at that and say, well, it would have been ball 4. You have to swing at that pitch based on the way balls and strikes have been called today.
Yeah, way too
You
close.
have to.
Can't leave it in his hands.
Trey Turner, 1-for-1 career with a double and a walk against Garcia. On the infield. Over to get it. Chisholm and the Marlins have won 2 of the first 3 in this series. 2 hours and 44 minutes. Nats shut down on just a couple of runs for the second straight game. We'll have more from Nationals Park in a moment.